Well, for anybody who starts watching this, I've had some irregularity in my prints when I'm doing tool changes, and it seems that the tool dots are not very rigid. So I thickened up the walls, printed them with more walls, higher infill percentage. They should be much more robust than the previous version. Hello.
Oh, your dad's phone.
Oh.
You left your phone on the phone.
Oops.
So I like just randomly heard it ringing. I'm like, it's a no.
Gotcha. Thank you. Well, sorry, I am going to mute myself here so I can call back my father. In just a moment. Oh, Papa. Hello. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Hello. That guy. I had stepped away to get a glass of water. I'm back.
Okay, I think I had a problem with my headset. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Aha!
Yes, you're 5 by 5.
Awesome. It just dawned on me that I had an issue on my end.
Yeah. Are you putting on docks for the Hermeras?
Yeah, I tried to reinforce the dock that I had designed. But one thing I noticed is that aside from the dock, there seems to be some issue with like I can actually move it on the pins side to side.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's interesting. Huh.
yeah, but the docks are stronger. They're definitely better, but I still think they could be more rigid.
So that Hermera tool plate has an upward projection for the wire tying that stuff. Is that
Yeah,
a slight difference?
yeah, this is the one I tweaked for my own uses.
Okay. 'Cause I was going to say I kind of butchered a thing on top of it. I'm like 4 minutes from finishing a print.
I was gonna say if you wanted mine, you could use it. It is fully or should be fully compatible with Brian's version.
Yeah.
It just has an extra couple holes, and then it has the place for the tie off.
Yeah, that's what I did. I put 4 holes in it and
Yeah, the holes in my instance are for mounting the dumb boards.
right, right. Yours are lined up for that. Mine are lined up for a tool board. I noticed the filament. It's not really a Bowden tube, I suppose, but the tube that feeds the filament is off center one way. So I put the little projection over there so the tube would be straighter because the wiring doesn't care.
I don't have the wire or the tube zip tied but then I have clips that go along the wire.
I see that.
So it all, it's actually perfect with it offset like that because I've got the dumb board sitting next to, or right next to it, and it all fits in there like it was designed on purpose that way.
Yeah.
Which
It is
actually, it was a happy accident.
Yeah, but that is kind of nice.
There's just enough room to not struggle putting it together. Yeah, I had to, in order to reinforce the dock, I had to also reprint the base part as well, so I could thicken up the top part, the adjustable part.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I can still, man, it doesn't even take a lot of effort, and I can still twist it. It's weird because when I have it in my hands, it doesn't feel like it moves at all. It feels, pretty solid.
Yeah. I probably went a little overboard with the extension thing, so print this one, maybe I'll back off a little after I try it. Just put a picture of it in the chat channel.
Yeah, one thing I would have liked to have done is to put a hole, so that I could have screwed this zip tie right to the
Yeah.
Chimera.
Big, wide, fat one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always add a hole to the next rev of the thing, and for the moment, drill a hole. I know that
I was thinking that actually.
drilling doesn't work anywhere near as well with infill, but it works out the skins.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really to the. It works pretty well as is. It just make me just a little happier to have that done. So when I go to make the next tool, like you were suggesting, I will probably put a hole in there with a heated insert. And
yeah, I did that on the regular ones. I just put a hole and used a threaded like a wood screw. Actually, I've got piles of screws that came with servos. I fly RC, so I've got a lot of little screws that are designed to dig into spruce or balsa, and they're handy.
nice. Ah, yeah, that is quite the mast you have there.
Yeah.
Speaking of mast, I wanted to build a RC sailboat this summer, and I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. No, years ago, I've never done an RC sailboat ever, but years ago, I built a land sailor from scratch, just a T, and I built everything out of aluminum, and all three tires on it were pulleys that a garage door uses for its cables with rubber vacuum cleaner belts glued on.
Nice.
And a big old sail winch servo and this and that. And this was years ago when 2-channel radios were either car radios with a trigger or they were a box with a big knob on it. And I got one of those.
Gotcha.
And I'll tell you what, I've sailed a lot in full-size sailboats and dinghies and skiffs, just you name it. And you think you know how to sail till you get that land sailor out there, and that thing will teach you more in a great big open parking lot than you would believe. Works very well if you handle it just right, but it is very sensitive.
And unforgiving.
Yes. It didn't have a lot of mass. In fact, I ended up taping some old dead batteries to the bottom of the frame to give it a little bit more inertia so that you could carry it through certain tacking maneuvers.
I wonder if you could do something like a flywheel that could somehow spin up from,
Yeah. Or some energy from the tires
yeah.
and get it back. Yeah, that would work. Just bearings and good gears and put it to the rear tires, then it would give it, what would you call it? More inertia than the mass of the flywheel, because the conservation of angular momentum energy stored in the flywheel would be, you can store a lot in a flywheel.
Right. The trick would be getting it to store the energy while it's under power and then deliver the energy when it's not.
I would just gear it so that it acted like inertia. Is that E.M. Rosa speaking?
No, it's Brian.
Oh, hi, Brian. Didn't know you joined.
Thanks for hearing me. Yeah, I'm on vacation and I'm stuck working. Yay!
That happens. We've all seen that movie and gone back and gotten a T-shirt.
And yet they keep putting out that, whoa, we won't do this.
Yes, work-life balance is important.
Uh-huh.
Work-life balance is important. Could you call me?
Yeah. So I'm actually finishing something right now. So I got you up on the iPad. So I have no idea what's actually going on. I've been working for the last almost 6 hours. So I haven't gotten a chance to do really anything today except try to get a tool post built that will support the tools without drooping.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but since we've all sent everybody home from the office and we're Zooming, I think I'm working harder than ever.
The thing is, working from home has been my normal thing. So you guys are talking about the land trailers, or the other thing is if your flywheel is of a sufficient size, you're going to get gyroscopic stabilization on it too.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt.
Well, that might help with it'd be like a keel.
Yeah.
Essentially, if you can get it in the right spot on the, you can get it in the center of the, into the center of the chassis, it can actually kind of act like that, help prevent tipping, but it's also going to help. It's also going to be resistant to turning.
Yeah. I was just commenting, I don't know how much of the opening you heard, that we were talking about RC sailboats, and I said I'd never done one, but I scratch built a land sailor years ago. I don't think I said it, but the tip of the mast was about 4 feet, and then it was a big triangle below that.
I wonder if part of your steering mechanism, if you tilted the flywheel a little bit, it might actually help you turn.
You could actually use flywheels to move the chassis around the flywheel, but it's gonna take a lot of force to do it. It wouldn't be the first time somebody's done something like that. You can get the flywheel spun up. You can actually use it to rotate and move the vessel around it. That's one of the things that you see some ships that are actually using flywheels to be able to rotate in place, not just using water jets, but they're actually cranking around the flywheel.
Well, that's how they move satellites around.
Well, yeah. Works really well in microgravity.
Yeah, I thought this thing was like 4 minutes from finishing. It says it's 35 seconds from finishing. Okay.
So I printed the new tool posts there.
Yeah, me too. I just put them in.
Well, and I was commenting, and I butchered your Hermera plate. Like a picture of it in the chat channel. I put a great big huge support on top for the wiring and all that. I probably overachieved, but the printer just finished, so when I pop it off the plate, we'll sort of figure that out. But I think I went a little too enthusiastic.
So the tool plate, so Daniel, I took the tool plate
Huh?
concept that you kind of had, and so my Chimera's got my updated Chimera mounting plate has got 3 heat set inserts at the top in a triangle.
Yep.
And what I did is I built my tool board adapter plate that screws into those three points,
All right.
but provides standoff for the tool board as well as tie downs
I
for.
like that. Yeah, I was looking at some of those pictures you posted the other day, and I thought that was really kind of elegant to, excuse me, to have an adapter that, you know, so if you do need to mount a different board, you just print a different adapter.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I'm trying to build a modular system.
Yeah.
And pick and choose the parts that you need and the parts that you don't need. So I just went and grabbed the build plate that just finished like 10 minutes ago. It's been running for 11 hours.
Well, I have a fantastic print in my hand, except I forgot to flip it on its back.
Oh, no.
So all the little tapered holes on the top are kind of weird, but they're probably useful. They're not elegant, but they're.
So I've got the frame. So I think one of the things, if this doesn't work, this tool post doesn't work there, Eric, I think we ought to build like something with a dovetail in it.
So I just put it together. It's definitely stronger than the old one, but I've actually noticed that there is oh man. There's some slop in the wings. Like it's not gripping the shaft as hard as it could, if that makes any sense.
In the pins, you mean?
Not the. Are you watching the stream right now?
No, I'm working.
Okay.
So I don't have the stream up. Hold on, let's see if I can.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. No, what I'm talking about is where the pins go into the Chimera mount, or into the. You know how so you have the wings, left and right wings, that have the little Dalrin piece on it.
Yeah.
That's not gripping the shafts as hard as it could. In fact, it's actually kind of light.
Okay, because the way I had it before, it's actually bottoming out.
I can actually take.
It's compressing the flexons. At least the flexons I've got are compressed almost completely.
Yeah, and that's actually, they're so compressed, it's almost a problem. It'll mount and unmount, but
Yeah,
it
let me.
flips a little bit.
Yeah, that's part of what I was getting
Yeah.
at, is that it looks like at least the flexons I've got work really well.
Yeah, but
so
it's hard to. Here, I'm gonna post a picture. It's really hard to tell, but there is actually a little bit of a gap.
So the flexons aren't being compressed?
It's compressed, but it's not actually pushing up on the pin very hard. Like, if you zoom in on that picture, you can see that there's a bit of a gap between the top piece and like the bow piece, and then the piece where the screws go into. And if I take and I can actually close that gap easily by rotating the Chimera. Now it's kind of weird because.
All right, that is kind of weird, because on mine, when I print it, the pin is locked in really tight. Now, granted, I'm also using pins that are 20 millimeters longer than the ones you got.
See,
So,
it's also weird though because one of the Chimeras actually is tighter, and I don't really understand why.
check and see, is there any wiggle in your flexum on the screws? Can you move those up kind of, if you take the pin
I
off,
tried.
if you pull it out, can that flex on move up and down a little bit within the screw hole? Because those are normal clearances, not tight clearances on
I
a gel ren top.
I tried to unscrew it and push them up and then put it back in, and it still has the same issue.
Okay, I would actually consider maybe checking and seeing if there's, it's kind of weird. It could also be that it may be a little dimensionally off in your prints. Becker, what are you doing? Oh, okay. Sorry, there's some challenges for position going on. The old man's not going to play nice. Yeah, well, considering he's got more than 10 years as cat, more than 10 years on the other cats, he's got a bit more experience. So yeah, I'm not sure where you're getting. Do me a favor, see if you can. I know your spring cups on there are setting it out a little bit. It looks like you don't have enough of a lever arm extending down the mount.
Well, until I get those other pins, it's about as good as I can do.
Okay, Daniel, any thoughts on the geometry there?
But
No, I mean, I see what you guys are talking about, but I don't have any.
I feel like there's got to be a better solution. These bow thingies, they only seem to work if they completely compress. It'd be nice to have something that could, I don't know.
When you
I mean,
cut
we
them,
could design. You could also just shim, put a little shim between the top of it and the bottom. Once it's done, put a little shim in there.
I thickness coloring. Did you get this out of, or did you buy them?
I bought them. I got them from Lee.
Okay.
So that's one thing that I might have going on here is I bought these from two different sources. Like I didn't know what I was buying, like in the beginning, and I didn't have enough of them, so I had to buy more. And I don't remember exactly where I sourced them off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up, but they were a different source. And these ones.
Your next goal is just get your laser working and then you can cut new ones.
Well,
I
actually
cut mine, but I cut them out of the wrong thickness, and so I run 2 on each side.
Yeah, that's the the longer pin for the tool board mounted on the front of the Chimera has actually got a pair on each side.
Yeah, that is something I would like to do potentially, or maybe even just redesign the ones that we have to be extra long.
We could also just change out the wings for instead of having that compression Delrin, right? It's just a shaft. It's just a shaft, or it's just a hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're driving the pin into a hole instead of resting it in like that.
Yeah, I've thought about it.
But again, with that, you got to get the tolerances system.
Yeah, and that's going to be a really hard one to have be consistent across multiple printers too.
Yeah.
Like I could dial it in for me, but maybe it wouldn't work for you.
See if you could throw a shim on top of that plexum. Just a really thin piece of something, maybe even a piece of cardboard or something, like a slice of business card.
I don't know how I'd keep it there.
You cut a business card, a strip, put 2 holes in it that the screws go on through, and then fold it over and tuck it in.
Suppose that might work.
And then it'll hold it in place, and then as it flexes, it'll pull it down. It'll push it down and provide that extra bit of oomph. on there.
Dang it. I let the
Does
bed
that
get too hot.
Oh, yeah.
I was,
I ordered a new bed today too. I got the non-magnetic 713 bed.
Yeah.
And I got my new Canovo heater, but I don't want to put the Canovo heater on the twisted bed that I got from
Yeah.
CMC. So I'm going to go ahead and build out the CMC bed with its bed heater, the one that came with it.
That makes sense.
And then when I get the new bed, although it's like I'm half tempted to wait. I need to find some more 10mm balls that aren't going to take. I ordered those from CMC. We'll see how long it takes to get it. Everything else was like 30 to 50 days, and I don't want to waste that long.
I probably got some 10s if you can't get them.
We'll see how fast. I ordered 6. I've got 3 now. I ordered 6 more just in case.
I just got some more 8s as well since I'm playing with the.
Oh yeah. Well, I ordered 3 times as many because I thought I could. So.
Yeah, I ordered some, but I've either gone through them or lost them, and so I ordered some more, and they came yesterday.
More and more is they're pretty fast on their shipping.
They are. Yeah, they're good.
And I know enough people who do ball jointed dolls and armatures like that I started recommending them for that material.
Oh yeah.
I've even know of a couple of people who do stop motion.
I did notice, and I didn't fully pursue this, so it may or may not work. Notice that stud, what's the thing I'm looking for? Piercing.
Yeah.
Piercing jewelry on Amazon seems to have 10mm stainless with various holes in it, and I think some of the holes are what we need.
Really, I haven't gotten that.
Yeah, and that they tend to be very inexpensive, and polished or stainless or polished chrome-plated something. I don't know if they'd be good or not, but I was looking like you were for a source that didn't take forever. Of course, now that I've done all those searches on Amazon, I'm getting suggestions for piercing stuff. And
may as well go for the piercing, right?
Yeah, Now I have a strict no extra holes policy.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. The number of holes in my body are the ones that are the number that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah. I told my wife that when we were dating, and she got upset because she had pierced ears, and I said, it's okay.
It's a personal choice.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm very comfortable with the number of holes that I have. It's
Yes.
You got to make your own decision.
I have never crossed the equator on a sailboat. But if I did, I would have a ring in my left ear.
Okay, so I've got my blue nose, I've got my...
But was it a sailboat?
No, it was a submarine.
Okay, well, see, now I got to give you credible amounts of that and et cetera. It depends on how much of a traditionalist snob you are.
Well, active duty Navy. Yes. So, did not get the order of the ditch. I was not on the boat at the time we did it.
Yeah.
I was the advanced crew transiting across the country while they brought the ship around. I got the Blue Nose, but we did the Arctic stuff. We did the Equator stuff.
Nice.
First time was a mess. It's better to give than to receive.
Yeah. Yes, like many things like that. I mean, it. I grew up in a house that had a boat nut and took me all over the world. And it was his opinion that if it wasn't built out of wood, it wasn't a sailboat. He didn't like composites. He didn't like, and so he was definitely a wooden sailboat person. And he was also an airline pilot, which means we got incredibly discount tickets, especially a long time ago before Linda. Yeah, almost. We basically, you paid tax and things and fees. So from the time I was a fairly young preteen or teen, we went to the London Boat Show every year.
Wow.
Which was,
yeah, there's something about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that strict. I do, in fact, like composite hull boats. But he was just, at one point, he was an entrepreneur who was either very rich or very not. And one of the times when he was up, he went to London and bought a wooden sailboat and took it to St. Catherine's Yacht Haven on the Thames and outfit it and set out. And we expected to see him about 11 months later having circumnavigated the world.
Huh. That is something to be said.
Yeah. And he had done a lot of blue water sailing. I want to say, since I'm telling the story, that he had done crossings. He had been out. He was not naive about this. What actually happened is about 8 weeks after he left, he put into Portugal, walked off that boat to a hotel for a shower, and then the airport, came back to the U.S., and sold the boat through a broker, including all the provisioning on it. Everything that was on it, he sold it all through a broker. And to the day he died, he wouldn't talk about it.
All right, then. That's perfectly, you don't ask those questions. You just kind of go for it.
Yep. It was interesting to me because that had been, like I say, he'd done all kinds of things. In fact, he back in the day before sat phones and GPS and all that, the only way to talk to a boat at sea, really, was shortwave and Morse. And he and I learned Morse together so that I could be a space station.
Oh, very cool.
I mean, this was serious stuff. And he was an interesting person. He, like I say, he was a serial entrepreneur, and there were times he was very, very well-to-do for years and years and years, and there's other times he was completely, absolutely broke.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely resemble that remark. I've been up and down so many times, and it's hard to explain to somebody who's never been wondering where their next meal is coming from.
Yes.
With a family, and it's like, and working for many years, paycheck to paycheck. Again, it's very much what the millennials are going through. So, and hearing the financial advice from all the well-to-do, it's like, well, just put away, just have a living expense.
Yeah.
It's like, that's great, assuming that you have enough to actually, have living expenses.
Let's see, if I put away $1 a month, which is not what I can afford to put away, I will have a 3-month pad in 90 months.
It's really, guys.
Yeah. I hear you.
I've paid off my student loans in 3 years. That's what? So your mom gave you a job in a house?
Yeah.
And living with your grandparents for the last 8 months with rent-free? Yes, what? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Hear the cat?
Yeah. He just walked up behind me and yowled at me just to get my attention.
Sounds about right.
He's just sitting there, just looking at me.
Oh, your petters are idle.
Yeah, you are not paying attention to me.
Right. Human beings don't have hands; they have petters.
Yeah, well, my dad sent me a welcome mat that says the cat and his staff were here.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it looks like Josh snuck in.
I did. How's it going?
Josh.
Hey, Josh.
I am posting the results of my efforts for the last several hours, and then I will be.
Hey. Nice. I've been.
No, I mean these are work results. It's like I get to be on vacation, so I can post this stuff.
Okay. Wait, I thought you were already on vacation.
I am on vacation. I got a phone call.
Oh darn. Do they pay you triple for that?
Nope. I am salaried.
Darn.
So how are you doing? What are you up to?
Not too shabby. I am looking at so the plates through 713 maker. Daniel, you mentioned that there wasn't really a point to getting a bolt hole pattern in the front, so I opted out of it because Matthew at 713 wanted something sooner rather than later because people were waiting on back order. So I was like, just take what I have, which had the bolt hole pattern for the cable chain, but nothing in the front. So
Okay.
I hope you're okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
And so that said, it looks like he also updated his magnets. Whatever he's gotten now is twice as strong as the original, which is that's what he said. That's quite a bit.
I saw where you posted that. I don't know if I'll eventually upgrade my bed to one of those embedded magnets or not. But yeah, I cut my bed out of a piece of metal from Online Metals and
Nice.
and just CNC'd it out of that with actually with a CNC router, which I was a little concerned about dry cutting aluminum, but I did a lot of steps. Used a particular Onsrud upcut bit that's supposed to work really well, and dang, it worked perfectly.
Yeah, that seems like it should totally work.
Yeah.
True story. I actually did a quick stint at my last job where they had a machine shop, and so this is like a year, almost exactly a year ago. I went down with Mike 6 aluminum from Online Metals and asked a friend of mine, hey, can you make me this thing on the Datron, which is their router? And he said, oh, sure. And so that was the first bed. So can do it from a router.
It worked. I was really kind of surprised how well it worked.
That's cool. Yeah, I think if you honor the feeds and speeds, it should be okay.
And I was sort of guessing.
Yeah.
It is.
So that's good news, is that the bed plates, the defaults are updated, which is kind of a relief to have that extra section where you can bolt on replaceable thermal fuse. And then Tim at Phyllis Shooter looks like he's going to do stock spring guide and possibly wire, which would be just what people need. And that would cut it down from paying like $55 for all of that to like 25 to 30 for all of it, which would be awesome because that way people don't have to spend extra shipping on the Dr. or DR Templeman. And they also can save on spending a little bit extra on the wire rope from McMaster because they're only buying what they need.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things about the Jubilee is the hidden shipping costs.
Yeah, so if we can cut down the unique number of places, that's a huge win. And I'm sorry everyone here has already probably bought like parts from all these places, and myself included. Although Lad paid for some of these.
Well, I mean,
mine,
it's what we
I don't
signed
know
up for, so.
Bought it all. How many times have we bought it all?
Yeah.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Knew I was getting into a prototype printer. Not a big deal.
No, we're prototyping. I mean, that's what happens. It's the nature of the beast. So,
yeah, I don't know. I think it's fun. I think the improvements for people in the future is cool. Like that's meaningful work, if that makes any sense. Like if it makes it just a teeny bit easier for someone because it's like $30 cheaper, and that's like the difference is that it's like under $1,500, and they get into tool changing because of that. I think that's a win.
I think you're correct.
Yeah, and it's
I was
not.
hoping to have a tool on the machine today, but that didn't happen.
Thanks.
So report has been submitted.
Yeah,
Well,
if we're,
I'm sorry they pulled you away. It's too bad.
Well, I mean, it's a Thursday night. It's a thing that happens. I just have to remember to take the trash down. It's
Say,
before 7 a.m. So, you know, odds are I've got a few hours of uptime before that happens.
Is that a physical statement or a metaphorical statement?
No, it's a physical statement. I did end up taking a short nap earlier before I got the phone call. So
There you go. That's good.
okay.
all right. So I was putting my Chimera together. And
All right.
so Eric and I have been futzing with toolposts, and I am looking at if Eric doesn't beat me to it.
I already beat you to it.
Oh, you already got the dovetail?
Oh, the dovetail. I thought you were talking about, never mind.
Well, that's
Okay,
exciting.
so I'm looking at a dovetail tool post.
Cool. Is that okay? Yeah.
So
That'd be fun. That might be way stiffer depending on how you do it.
well, it should be pretty easy since I've got an example of a dovetail in my hand right now that is functional.
Yeah.
And I've been chatting with the guy who designed the wiper, the extendable wiper design, and
Okay.
it has got a very nice dovetail in it
Okay.
it definitely slides very prettily. Prettily is not a good word. I'm going to see if I can send you a picture of what it's looking like now. And we don't need a torsion spring, by the way,
Cool.
because we have this. Decker, what do you want, dude? You are literally just following me around.
But yeah, I just replaced my tool docks with stiffer ones. And I'm going to,
Hey, that looks great. Oh, I love that trick.
I'm going to cut over to the other machine. Hold on.
Oh,
Here about.
sweet.
yeah, change the angle of my, corner camera.
Okay. Can you hear me all right?
So far so good.
Okay. So that's and I've been chatting with the guy who's been working on the design, and he likes he likes the way mine's coming out. He's like, it's like, this actually looks better than mine does.
I mean, could be an improvement.
So the gears, the gear that runs on the stepper is actually a gear that you can purchase. The link is now in the description, and I've got 4 of them on order.
Oh, I love it.
I've already taken the model and extended another 10 millimeters of Z. So once it's fully extended, it'll have an additional 10 millimeters of Z travel. So we'll be able to put it in place where we can have it all the way down for like a super volcano, right? And then be able to extend it up to a regular nozzle.
Oh, I love that extension spring over an arc trick.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's very classy.
Okay. And I got those springs. I got a Nico spring assortment, and I just poked around until I found a spring that I like.
You know what? I bet you that looks like it's about 15 to 20 millimeters. I bet you the ones. Well, okay, I don't bet you anything, but if you happen to have the ones from AliExpress that are the bed spring replacements, that might actually might be you might be able to swap those in.
Okay. Because this is the spring kit that I've got. What, dude?
Because you get like it ends up being a 10-pack for like $2 on AliExpress. The cat almost sounds like it's speaking English.
He is highly vocal. He was the one that was a stray, and was picked up by animal control, and they said that he was never adoptable. He's completely feral and would never adapt.
Oh.
And yeah, they were wrong, and I'm okay with that. He is a butterball, a round, very long hair, got a bit of dwarfism in him. So there you go. So that's the spring kit. It's also got the springs that I'm using for the spring, the tool post springs. But I think I can use I could put together a dovetail in the tool post so it drops down and it'll have a jack screw in it. Because that'll give us our fine vertical control. But one of the things I'm running into is I am getting enough droop on
Oh, I saw that.
tool posts that I am not getting consistent. I was not getting consistent offense.
Yeah. Okay. That yeah, you just need to use stuff.
And so, although I do like, I think Eric's spring design is elegant. Also, it provides that shock. It provides a little bit of shock absorbing and additional. You know, if you hit it, you're not going to hard mount it.
I mean, also it does the effect of pushing it into the coupling.
Yeah. Feel like we're getting closer with the tool dock. So you said you're going to design the dovetail into it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and run a dovetail into it based on your design.
Yeah, that sounds great. If you end up getting that working really nicely, we should totally pull request it.
And
that can be step files.
I know you'll have step files as soon as I'm done. I mean, you'll even have solid. Well, you won't have SolidWorks files; just can't use them.
It's okay. Yeah, if it's something like this, it would be perfect to have steps. It's okay.
I'll make sure that my current release is on the in my GitHub. I can't remember if I put the current step files in there or not.
The other thing I keep doing is when I do my designs, just so everybody knows, and I'll make notes about this, is that any of my designs that have a threaded, that use a threaded screw, or you're threading into plastic instead of into a heat insert, I always run just under the tap drill size, and then I run the tap drill through it, and then I run a tap through it.
Something I found. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if it's an M3, I'll run like a 2.4.
Okay.
As my hole size. Maybe 2.45 or something like that. Hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, so I'll run a 2.4 or 2.45 hole size. And then you're running a 2.5 millimeter drill for the tap, or for the whole tap hole, and then you hit it with the M3 tap. And I'm finding I generally get a pretty good, it's a lot easier to get the screw to go in, but it's a bit more work. It's a bit more work in the post-processing, right, and dropping the part. But when it comes to assembling it, you're not fumbling trying to get that screw to bite.
Have you tried, probably not. Okay, I started doing this recently. I think the later version of the carriage has this, and the floating pulley.
Which part of the carriage? Because
the center one, I think, has. So what I did is I put like an 8 millimeter taper, or it's either 8 or it was. I think it actually might have been a little more. It might have been like a 20 millimeter taper on the hole. So for M3, I sized it, I think 2.8, and then put a taper on it such that the first 2 millimeters, it's just sitting in that hole, not actually catching anything. That makes it a lot easier to just directly thread into it. That really helped.
Okay.
In fact, actually, I can show you a SolidWorks. I'll put a picture from SolidWorks in the chat with the dimensions in it.
All right.
Because that doesn't require any extra work. The catch is, literally the catch is you need enough material to thread into after that.
Yeah. Well, if you're using 6 perimeters, you've got plenty of material.
Oh, I meant like in depth, the whole depth.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, a lot of times I'm having through holes, right?
Oh, then you're good then.
So like the other thing is my Hamera mount. and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, is I've got 3 heat insets in a triangle at the top of the mount, and then for whatever you put up there, you create an adapter plate. So in my case, I've got an adapter plate that holds a tool board that goes into the lock plate, but it contains whatever support are needed for the part that's on there. The other thing I like about drilling out my holes is that I tend to get round holes at that point instead of oblong.
Oh, that's true.
So you're just getting, it's the same thing you would do as if you're doing rough cuts and then finishing cuts. So, anyway, I think I feel like I've kind of dominated the conversation. Apologize.
How could you?
I just pulled a bunch of stuff off the build plate, so I'm actually prepping another tool plate. The other thing is if I have a clearance hole that's too tight, I will use my clearance bit to open the hole so I have a good clearance. Again, I don't know if that's a big deal.
I do that too. Yeah, I do that too. And to your point, I mean, a lot of assemblies, depending on what I'm doing, I get the hole fine-tuned enough where the fastener will work, whether it's supposed to slip or thread or whatever. But you know, if it's got a burr down in it from printing, or if it needs to be opened slightly to fit something, absolutely, man, that bit comes out 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, I just put a picture in live stream. That worked out. This geometry worked out really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to post-process anything, and it just kind of fits there and feels good.
All right.
So it helps it get started.
Exactly.
It's down into the rest of the material. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll be honest and say the whole using machine screws instead of plastic forming screws for this sort of stuff is still kind of a hack, but honestly it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine.
Well, you know, I'm with you on the machine screw and all that. I've got a case sitting next to me with a custom circuit board in it that's number 1 of 4. It's going to go in the wing of a guy's airplane with fuel sensors. It's all put together with machine screws.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, whatever. It is an experimental home build.
Yeah, I was just, and Daniel, I think you and I probably got some conversation about the EAA. I'm not necessarily sure I'm 100% on board with their thought process with UASs. Especially when they're trying to, like, you know, where the real, you know, it's like the but anyway.
I haven't read their position all that closely, so that's interesting to hear.
They say it's all up to the UAS operator. It has not, that manned aircraft shouldn't have to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? I tend to disagree, because if you're under 400 feet, you know, if you're under 400 feet, you're in the wrong airspace unless you're on an approach.
I agreed.
Except, you know, because
but
they're on.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right, but I think that is precisely the concern, is patterns and landing and et cetera.
Yeah, people are actually operating the way, and the thing is, most of the people are operating safely. The thing is, I can't operate at all at my home. I'm in 100% restricted airspace, which means I can't even go to 25 feet. Because I wanted to do roof inspections without having to get on top of my roof.
Yeah. What are you near?
I'm on the approach to Norfolk International Airport.
Okay.
But I'm like a mile and a half out. So if I go 200 yards south-southwest, I'm clear. So if they're that close to the ground over my house, we got other problems because they're not gonna make it to the ground.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh,
So yeah, that looks good. I still, like I said, I still drill and tap anything that I'm running a screw into. Mostly because, again, I tend to fumble screws. And if I have something that's already threaded, it makes it a lot easier to assemble it without dropping stuff. And
that makes sense.
you know, so there's that. And if I can just, just being able to get one, being able to, and I can thread it to get the thread started by hand without having to use a tool. Does that make sense at all? So I can start threading the screws with my fingertips, and once they're engaged, I can tell if I'm engaged, and then I can tighten it up with the Allen. And you can feel how much how much effort you're putting on it when doing that, and whether you're actually engaging the threads or whatnot.
Yeah, I think you'd really like Josh's solution.
Yeah, well, in that case, what I'd have to do is run all the screws in and out before I go to assemble it. Well, I have the picture. I'll take a look at it, see what I can do. Probably not going to go back and change everything I've already done.
Oh man! Over the incredible subtle shape of the hole.
Yeah, well.
I mean, if you pull request it, it's easy to post-process a step file. How about that?
Let's see, Norfolk is AORF.
Yep.
And pull up your airspace diagram.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, the thing is, I've got a DJI Mavic Mini, which, by the way, is a beautiful flyer. The imagery you get off of it is absolutely gorgeous.
It has its little built-in database of where it won't fly.
Exactly.
Is that a H.264 or do they go up on the Mini?
Oh, I don't even know what it's a 2K camera, but I can get 30 minutes of flight time out of the battery.
Whoa, that's a lot. Wow, man, I remember doing this in 2010, and I was lucky to get like 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, DJI Mavic Mini. It's about $500 for the Flymore package. But that's 3 batteries, a charger, a controller. You use your phone. To run the software.
I've got a Mavic Pro.
They've come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, part of this real ID or this remote ID stuff is the Commercial Drone Association. Because they've got deep pockets, they're talking about doing drone deliveries and stuff like that. And the FAA was very disingenuous in their submission, because I think they announced it on like December 26th, right? For the proposed rulemaking, and they gave it 30 days of public comment.
I read their NPRM, and one question that I had, I read it several times, and they keep saying internet and put this position on the internet and all that, and as far as I could tell, nowhere in the NPRM did they say, and maybe this is intentional, how the flying drone was supposed to access it.
They didn't, and if you don't have access, you can't fly it.
Right.
Or if you don't have access, you can only fly in approved fields. The whole fixed-wing. And by the way, they
Now-
haven't approved a new one in 3 years.
What is your DJI way?
I'm sorry, what?
What is your DJI way? Or tell me again the exact model number. Mavic Pro,
The Mavic Mini.
Mavic Mini. Okay.
Yeah,
Reason why?
249 grand.
Okay, then it is below 250,
Yep.
which means most of that stuff does not apply.
Most of it doesn't apply except the airspace restrictions.
Yeah, I get it, but most of that other stuff does not.
And that's why I chose the Mavic Mini over the other Mavic Pro.
What is
Just suddenly connected to me because I gave my son-in-law one for Christmas for that very reason.
Yep. They're nice. They're sweet little guys. What is this? Who's doing repairs in their home?
That's me.
3D printed part?
Yeah.
Nice. Wait, is that just a drain line?
Yeah,
That doesn't hold pressure, right?
what's it for?
No pressure.
Okay. What did you print? What material you printed in?
I use Sunlube PLA Plus, I think that is.
Okay.
What's the printed
Did
part
you
for?
print it or-
Well, I put JB Weld in there. That's just a cast to keep it pressed together while the JB Weld epoxy sets up.
Okay, did you coat the inside with JB Weld?
No, I just put it on that seam.
Okay. One of the things I've done for watertight stuff is I will actually do a thin 2-part, and I dip the part in it. And then just I'll dip the whole part in it, and then I put it in a pressure pot.
Yeah, the sleeve is a cast. I did it just to press the 2 edges of the metal on the pipe itself kind of together and keep it in place while the weld set up. But it's not like I was expecting it to be watertight, but it doesn't really, it's a cast bracing, you know.
Cool. The things you make.
Well, I can't really, it'd be a nightmare to fix that. I mean, that piece of pipe is between 2 elbow joints, you know? And I don't have fiber fracks for heating it up to try to get the salt free and cutting tool and all that stuff right now. I can't get a little hardware for it, so. So I bet this will probably last longer than that pipe did.
Well, it's copper. It should have lasted quite a while.
I got spring water, so it's slightly acidic. It eats through pipes.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Plus, the guy who built this place originally got the thinnest copper he could buy.
And that is a thing. So, the other thing on the Hamera mount is I was looking at, and I printed one out. I haven't been able to test fit it yet. It's a 50-15 that goes on the end. So we're replacing the 4010 blower type with a 50-15 blower type.
Okay.
Cooling fan. I think the thing we're going to run into is single-side cooling, which might be an issue.
I run the 50-15s on. Are there 50-15s? Yeah. The slightly smaller. No, never mind. Ignore me completely.
Okay, if that's what you want.
Wait. So, what are the 2 fan options?
There's a 50-15, which is a blower type, and there's a 4010, which is a blower type, but it's a squirt. It's a box blower type.
Now I remember. Okay. Got it. Then I cannot tell you any of my personal experience. Not relevant.
Okay, well, I think, I know H2B is using the 50-15 that's put together. It's the modified blower from, that is wrong size to do like an M4. so the blower hangs on the end. I don't know if it's gonna. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit. And the other thing is I was looking at is maybe mirroring the mounts, so that the mounts are actually on the tool plate side. So when we mount up the Camara, that we're going through the fan mount, and that puts a little bit of a gap between the Camara and the tool plate. So it's going to shift. The difficulty there is it's going to shift the center of gravity or the cantilever. It's going to lengthen the cantilever arm on the lockup. So we may see a little bit of extra forces there. But I don't know if it's going to be an impact or not. If we don't, and we leave the fan out on the front side, I know Eric was talking about that's gonna, if we move it to the inside, it may say, it's not really gonna, I don't think it's really gonna save us any space, but it's gonna move that space. Or move that distance.
Is there?
But I don't think it's gonna save us any. If we put the connection for the fan on the inside against the tool plate instead of on the far side of the Camara, I don't think it's just gonna move where the connection is. So.
Is there a way to set the tolerance on the print head? So, or I mean for the temperature. So like what happens is the fan turns off, and then the heater overcompensates for a moment, so it gets too hot. And by too hot, I mean like maybe like 1.5 degrees above. 2 degrees maybe tops, and then it has to cool down. Huh?
You're gonna have to adjust your PID.
Well, the problem is if basically if the fan's on, it's going to cool it down, and if the fan's off, it so when it goes to the dock, the fan turns off, and now the PID is trying to work at a higher, or like where it's cooling down quicker, so it overshoots for like for a minute. And without doing multiple PID parameters, depending on whether it's in the dock or not, I have no idea how to fix that problem. But that's beside the point. What I was hoping for, and wondering if anybody knows, is there a way to increase the tolerance? Because it'll sit there and wait for the hot end to cool down, and it makes the tool changes slower.
So what it's waiting for is really up to what you put in your tool change macros.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to increase the tolerance for the temperature.
Right.
I don't know what GCode lets me do that. I'm looking for it, but I can't. So like I don't know how to say like
the heater tolerance.
Yeah.
Yes, I have had to futz with this before. Let me see if I can look it up.
Yeah, I've been going through the GCode and the RepRap, but I just haven't found it.
Tuning? Like your K tuning or whatever?
I think it's in the heater definition.
I think it's in the heater fault section.
Right.
Did you want to like blast your hot end to get it up hotter?
No, I'm not trying to heat it. Like I said, what happens is it's printing with the fan on, right? And it has to put more power into it because the fan's cooling it down a little bit. But then it goes into the dock, turns the fan off, and then the temperature shoots past it real quick. And before it can cool it down, or before it starts to cool it down, I get a couple degrees hot. Well, it takes longer sometimes for it to cool back down at 2 degrees, and what ends up happening is it delays the tool change because it's waiting for the temperature to drop low enough to pick the tool.
Yeah, it's starting to stabilize. Yeah.
And
okay.
What's
Okay.
your standby temperature?
well, that's what I've done right now for temporary purposes. I put the standby temperature 1 degree colder than the active temperature, and that's helping speed up the tool changes. But I would like to put in some sort of parameter to allow for a bigger range, or at least a bigger, or higher
Yeah,
max.
no, I get you on the range, but if your standby was a little lower.
Well, like I said, that's what I'm doing right now to get by, but I want to change it, so I don't have to use that workaround.
Okay. So you, when you say workaround, you intend, if you had total freedom, if you had this other problem, what would your standby temperature be?
The same temperature that I print with, because the tool changes are so fast that I don't want it to cool down while it's sitting in the dock, because then I'll be waiting for it to heat back up, and I don't want to wait.
Okay, so if you're going to run, and I understand why, totally good way to do it.
Yeah.
If you're going to run standby and active at the same temperature, why turn off the fan in the dock?
Because the dock will actually redirect the fan up into the Hemera, or up into the heater block, and actually cool it down so much that it causes a heater fault.
Okay.
So it's like reflecting off of the wiper, which I have the wiper dropped right now, but normally if the wiper's up in place, I get heater faults because it cools it too much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
The easiest and simplest solution would be go ahead and pick the tool up if it's a couple degrees too hot, and then I don't have any problem. And then as soon as the fan kicks on, it's at the proper temperature almost immediately.
Have you tried setting the fan to like 50% or 60 or 70% when it's in the dock?
I don't. I mean, maybe, but that could possibly work.
I mean, I understand what you're saying about the range, but it is going to temperatures you don't want. So if there is a mechanical reason for that, which
I don't really care if it's 2 degrees warmer than what I set. I'm not doing anything that's going to be like, oh my God, the temperature's 2 degrees too hot. The print's ruined.
So to answer your actual question, I think Josh was going in the right place.
The heater tolerance on heater faults. No, I actually don't think it solves the problem that you're trying to solve, which is because it's actually the temperature is being changed by the lack of fan, and that's not the problem. Is not that you're triggering a fault. It's that you have to wait for it to achieve its set temperature again.
Right.
And you just want to wiggle. You just want to open the tolerance so that you don't have to wait as long.
Exactly.
So that if it overshoots, whatever, pick up the tool anyway, because it'll be fine.
Yeah, because as soon as the fan turns on, it's going to cool at that degree that it wanted to cool anyway, and then there's no harm, no foul.
Right. So that I don't know if it's a setting for. Loosen up the tolerance.
Yeah, it is. There's M570, and you specify heater number, specify the time in seconds for which the anomaly must persist, and you specify the permitted temperature excursion. And,
well, this changes when the heater actually faults out. This doesn't really change the wait for the tool to be at the right temperature. Like I want to wait. I want to wait. So if my target is 200, I want to be able to go to, let's say, 198 to 202 instead of 199 to 201.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, looking at the wrong thing. Okay.
Well, I think I've got my tool post lined up,
Hey,
except it's still got a bit of a droop.
nay.
And I definitely need to get the springs on there because it's having to push. It's a little bit of droop that's on there is having to push it back. In order, if it pushes, it's got to push it until it's not pushing anymore before the pin will fully engage. So the other thing, and I don't know if I'm missing something here, and I haven't figured it out, is that 30 seconds after the tool locks, the motor shuts off.
Right? Settable.
Okay.
Yeah, that is,
idle,
that's,
your idle time is settable, so set it up high if you want.
Is that I mean, so far I haven't dropped. It hasn't completely let go, but it does. It
like
does.
lose the spin tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta bump that up to at least 60. I run it at 60.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, well, maybe I should check that pull request. Sorry, I'm working on something else slightly at the same time. But the idle needs to be at least 60. That's just, I noticed that too. The default I think is 30 if you don't touch the setting.
Yeah, the default, the one, the copy I got is 40, so I'll bump the idle point.
Yeah, you gotta go up a little bit more. But I mean, don't worry about it. Stepper motors are designed for that.
Well, yeah, it's easy to do. Hey, look, it's been saved. I gotta reach up and grab the tool. And I'm gonna have to create a tool lock unlock button. Because, well, having a tool lock unlock button, I really like it. So the other thing is I was trying to figure out how to get a sensor to actually show up on the dashboard. Is that difficult?
You essentially have to attach it to a sensor type that it wants, like a temperature sensor, which is kind of a hack.
Yeah,
There's no easy way to just have a sensor show up somewhere.
I mean, a Z Pro would be kind of a way to do it, but I really don't want to get involved in it. I don't want any chance I'm confusing it.
That will cause other problems. So if you have a sensor that you want to show up, you're going to have to map it to a temperature, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but earlier today I did post a hard button to unlock the tool.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was talking about. I really like the hard button. Essentially what I'd like to do is be able to get some way to tell me, or just to, have a flag or something that this conductivity switch is actually, is working or it isn't working. Getting the trigger to, I've been able to get to the point where I'm running a print in order to trigger it. Although I could just make a trigger.
Are you trying to sense a tool that's not locked correctly?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if, so I've got my carriage plate's got the conductivity switch built into it. So I've wired the pins in series.
Right.
That the balls act as the contactors. So when all three balls are in place, I have continuity, and I can measure the continuity on the connector. When it's locked, and even about a 30% rotation, or not 30 degree rotation on the lock pin with a tool on there, will disconnect at least one of the balls. It's probably the top one, but yeah. And it opens the circuit, and it switch opens. So what I'd set up, and I had posted this in the config files, is that we set up a trigger that when printing, if this opens, when printing, if this opens, then you pause printing. Right, and I think that's probably a reasonable response.
Me too.
If the tool unlocks while you're printing and you don't expect it to unlock, stop printing until we can look at it.
Yep.
I think that's a pretty reasonable response. And the thing is, if you're going, you'll have to add something to your P3 and P post is to deactivate and reactivate that trigger. Deactivate it before you unlock a tool and reactivate it after you pick up the next one.
Yes.
But that's very reasonable. That's very easily done. But what that would do is give us some kind of safety that if you're dropping a tool, if you inadvertently drop a tool while you're printing,
right,
you're not going to drag it around the bed.
Right.
Or, do what HTB has done is drop the tool while you're printing, not being in the room, and you discover it when you hear the clunk from the other side.
Oh.
The tool has now hit the table or the floor.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've never crunched a tool into another tool, but I've only dropped a tool once.
And I don't know that I've dropped one. I'll actually not in development mode, so to speak. When you're fine tuning the tool macros or this or that, it's actually been incredibly reliable in printing.
Oh, good. Oh, that's a relief.
Printed a 14-hour job 2 days ago that had 4,500 tool changes in it.
Holy shit. Good pictures of that? Whoa.
It's the taller.
It's the Moy? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I did him to 300%. I'm not sure about that, but he's right next to me here. He is how tall?
That is super fun. That is a wonderful testament of the times. Welcome to the future.
Yeah. And I just received today some stone
the marble pillar?
Yeah, I got some.
That's my favorite. I love that stuff.
Well, I got some white marble and I got some galaxies.
Oh, that's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He is he's probably about 170 or 180 millimeters tall. So I think I did him at 300%. And just did it in slices.
That required 4,000 tool changes?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that.
It does take a lot longer to print than the estimates because there's so many tool changes in it.
The tool changes really kill that estimate.
Yeah. So this guy just posted it to the live chat.
Oh yes.
So live chat video works now. I think there's no limit. I think the limit is like 12 or 15 videos that can be running at the same time.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so you can do, in this live chat, we could actually take the top video.
So just techno trivia, not much to do with what we're talking about, but have you guys been Zooming at work or using some other tool?
That's what we have it. You guys.
So my customers have, their security people have said no more Zoom. So we're having to roll back to WebEx. And I just got my WebEx license back, so we're using WebEx and Skype, business Skype. But Skype is so unreliable right now. It's not even funny.
The reason why I was asking, we did a company town hall the other day, and we had 22,000 people on a Zoom. It was flawless.
Zoom is. Yeah, but of that, how many people were sharing video and how many were just listening?
The presenter.
Okay.
Obviously. It is different when you go beyond a few thousand. and you actually started a different way, to your point, that other people. We had essentially a central presentation with 22,000. We've had, I think the deal with level playing field, anybody can bring their video to the front. We've had 5,000.
Yeah, that's, I mean, if you've got good connectivity, it works well. I've noticed some reasonably significant impacts in events. You can tell who's got good internet.
But I mean, you can't overcome physics to a certain degree.
Yeah, during the daytime, it's weird because I'll do a fast.com check here at home during the daytime. And this is new. This is only happening last month, and I'll get maybe 12 or 15 down, and 5 or 6 up. Maybe it'll tie as 30 down, but still 8, 9 up, right? And at 6 o'clock in the evening, I'm getting 190 to 220 down, and 40 up.
What are you hitting to measure that?
Fast.com. It's run by Netflix.
So you're hitting probably May East or May West, not anything. Like speed test tries to find the nearest over to you. It's trying to test your ISP.
Well, and if I do speed test, it's about the same. Okay. And I'm going to Richmond on the speed test. And if I'm on VPN, it's even worse. Because we have to go all the way to Boston. I would think my VPN should go to, so instead of going to Boston, my VPN should go to RTP, Research Triangle Park. But no.
Are you running your test wirelessly?
I'm hardwired and wired. I switch back and forth. But it's I'm running Cisco Meraki gear.
Yep.
So I'm running commercial grade gear.
Are you cable or?
It's Cox Communications. I don't get files. And that's politics, not anything physical. That's Cox and Verizon coming to an agreement to divvy up town in the area. So we will never get FiOS in Epic. Because, yeah, it does.
You said you're cable internet then, right?
Yeah, Cox Communications.
What layer height did you print the statue at?
Around here we call it being Cox block.
Yeah.
Nice delta.
Yeah. We're asking about that. So had that for 3 or 4 years. It was a scratch build and design. Those are Hayden Huntley magnetic ball ends and a smart effector. I probably have some close-up pictures, and in that picture you can just barely tell. When I first built it, it worked really well, produced very high-quality prints. I was convinced with just the 2040s that it was probably a little more flexible than it needed to be. So you can just barely see there's an X that is in just the upper part of the frame.
Yeah, I see it.
That is spider wire fishing line, which is very not stretchy. Yep. And the little black thing sticking off the right side, those X's are formed by triangles that overlap, obviously, but the little black thing sticking off the side right about where the white carriage is on the right in the window, that is a winder. So you run the spider wire to the top of the adjacent side, so you run it down there, and then once you have them all rigged up, start clicking those winders and it tensions everything, because if you get the tension uneven, it'll pull it right out of line.
Oh, yeah.
So those winders, and what I do is pluck them until they all produce the same musical note.
That works. That's why we use the gate power plant.
T-Rex helicopter behind it?
That's a that particular one that we're looking at there, It's a variant on the T-Rex. It's made with a thing called Susie Hans carbon frames. It's about a pound lighter than a 700 size from a line. A guy in Germany made those carbon things named Hans. Made them so thin and so light that his friend said that's suicide. And apparently the German word for that is Susie. Those are the suicide Hans frames.
Wow, that's a cool looking bird right there.
I'm extremely pleased with it. One of the things about those Hans frames is you can slide the battery pack in and out from below and behind. You don't have to take the canopy off to change the battery.
Nice.
So I love that machine.
Have you got your tool board talking to the Duet yet?
Yes.
Okay. How do you like? Was it difficult to get the?
No, it commissioned pretty much according to their instructions.
Okay.
I did choose to use a distribution board.
Yeah,
so
I'm using a distribution board too.
It took a tiny bit of reading to figure that out. Once you have power and the 4 wires to it, comes up on address 120, and there's instructions on how to readdress it. And then I just said M99, and I readdressed it to 20, so my tool boards will be 202122, like that.
Yeah.
And you just say M9970, and it loads firmware on it, and life's good. I have not yet printed with it. I don't have it fully worked over and all that. I'm working on that right now, which is I was picturing Brian's Hermera thing there, adding a little stem on the top of it.
Yeah, and, I'll get my stuff up. I'll try to update it even later tomorrow.
No worries. I just hacked a thing onto it, and I discovered I printed it a few minutes ago, and number one, I'd made a mistake on the material. Should have been printing at 210, was printing at 245, and number two, I printed it wrong face down. So I made a few little adjustments to it, and I'm about to start it again.
Okay. Yeah. So and you saw the adapter plates that I made. So I've got adapter plates for that.
I thought those were pretty cool. I think that's a better solution. I just hacked this on there for the moment until we get I just hacked it on there for the moment so I can actually print with the Mara.
I think we've broken the record of most people on chat right now.
Yeah.
Chat.
I am trying to figure out what I did with my forceps that I use for placing. I've got a set of forceps I use for putting heat sets in. So I grab them with the forceps and line them up before I stick them on there, and I have misplaced them. They're probably like right in front of me, and I just see them. That or I took them into the other room because I was there. That's all right. I have a set of tweezers that I can use. I'm also getting my 3HC that should be arriving tomorrow. So I'm adding a 3HC, including the distribution board. So the 3HC is going to be providing additional machine level servos and controls and whatnot. So the Duet 3 6HC and the 3AC are all for motion platform, and then tool boards will be for tools.
Cool.
And I don't know if I'm going overkill or not, but we'll see how well it works.
One kind of nice.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, one kind of nice thing about the original Jubilee design is that it's just the right number of steppers to go on a 6H.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that's in the Jubilee now is on the 6HC.
Yes.
But because I was looking at the camera adapter or the camera placement, so instead of the camera being in a fixed position, it swings into place.
Right.
So, you know, it drops the bed, swings the camera over to a known position, and then can adjust the camera up or down for focus. And,
you need one more stepper for
I need one more stepper for that. But the other thing is, I was thinking, it's like, you know, yes, you have your wiper, but what if you put another one of these in a different location on the bed?
that.
If you, for example, if you need additional wiping for whatever reason, if you're seeing something, you can trigger an extended brush clean that brings over the brass rod.
Right.
Or if you have some other kind of stepper or servo or controls or something that you need for additional support. So that's what I was thinking about the other expansion board.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, Jubilee tool motion system support materials or support environment, whatever words are needed in order to describe what I'm trying to describe badly.
It's all good.
I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but there you go. I also had placed an order with Bolt Depot, and then I realized that I have to actually place another Bolt Depot order or a McMaster-Carr order or something, because I have no M5 25mm bolts. Which, hey, look, we need some now.
Yeah.
It's the one size I don't have.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's always true.
So I have no idea what I did with the first house. And the thing is, as soon as I finish putting these heat sinks in or heat sets in, they're going to be right there in front of me.
Yeah, they'll turn up as soon as you need them.
So yeah, I think I've got. I'm gonna, once I get these heat sets put in and I'm going to do a little more tinkering with this. So I'll jump up into SolidWorks and see if I can knock out a dovetail tool post, a dovetail tool post.
Cool. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that holds up because we're putting a lot of stress on a small 2 pieces of a plastic part. Well, let's try it out and see how it goes.
I think you'd be surprised how much surface area a dovetail provides. There's a reason dovetails have been around for so long in woodworking.
Well, that's true. I forgot about woodworking.
They've been around even longer on doves.
Oh, well, yeah, but they don't provide a lot of support for a dove.
Depends on how the dove is seated.
That's true. Hey, you cannot jump in my lap. I have a soldering iron in my hand. No. It's all right. My older cat lost his whiskers because he decided he wanted to mark a candle as his.
Oh.
He did it. He rubbed his face. So it was trying to rub his face on a candle. He was much younger, but he was also not a whole lot smarter. So there you go.
It's amazing how much that varies in animals. Years ago, I had 2 Cocker Spaniels. One of them could barely sit. The other one knew like 20, 25 commands, including hand signals.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think does it sound like we're making a lot of progress here? And I think, Alan, you have the Z thing coming.
I do. I'm now in a position to test it more and get that working. I think the TAMD fundamentally works. It'll be interesting to explore more cameras and more lighting with people, and to kind of fine tune its command line, but call it the user interface. Kind of fine tune all the flags and commands and be sure it's really usable.
Yeah.
The user experience.
Yes.
I've been I'm in design school.
User-centric design, yes, absolutely. CD. So, you know, for a command line thing, one of my goals was to have it where you could run it the very first time with either no commands or at most point it to your printer. And it would walk you through everything.
Yeah, you could even pull out the USB. We could start caching, identifying cameras based on USB PID.
Yeah.
And
Although
then,
I don't really need.
actually, you're right because they're just like they're just a webcam device.
Yeah, they're just a webcam. They show up as dev video 0. It does have the option to set that. So hopefully a beginner only.
Are you
Be able to
doing?
pick which camera to use, because
Yeah.
having a webcam on the device for monitoring, and then a camera that TAMB uses. So
Yeah, you can select it. It defaults to 0, you know, but there's no better or worse choice for the default.
It might end up being your like integrated webcam on your laptop, but okay.
Apply it with an argument if you don't get the camera you want. I
Yeah,
did
no.
add both USB and PyCam.
yeah, I saw the PyCam. You got to have a better PyCam.
Well, I honestly think that's an ArduCam, and I really think I have a bunch of the little short, like maybe, 175 or 100 millimeter cables that come with cameras. I didn't have anything that would let the camera see or sit on the bed or etc. So in my infinite wisdom, I ordered a 2-meter ribbon cable.
Oh yeah,
And-
those are. Yeah.
And no, it's meters long. And I think a lot of that background noise in the frame I was seeing is because of that 2-meter cable. I think a 1/2-meter cable would do it. So I need to order one. 500 millimeter. In fact, I think I will put that in my cart right now.
Yeah, when I needed I've got a 1/2-meter CAN cable, CAN FD cable that came with my
Yeah.
tool board. But
Yeah.
that's like, just long enough to use for the 3HC. So when I ordered my 3HC, I got a 1.5 meter cable, which is probably too long, but it's not going to be too short.
I think it's going to be about perfect. I have did you put your distribution board kind of just below parking row on the front, so to speak?
That's where it's going to go. Yeah, I'm going to build a box for it that hangs on the bottom of the parking row.
Yeah, that's where I put mine. For the moment, it's just on nylon standoffs, and
Okay.
I've got a 1-meter cable running to it, and I have to run it around the side of the printer. I can't run it all the way underneath, so 1.5 meters is going to be perfect.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. That was my guesstimate for it. So
yeah, I think that'll work out for you very well.
So we'll see how that should be arriving tomorrow. I have read so far everything on the Dozukis regarding the Duet 3 and the tool boards and the tool distribution board and the 3HC board, everything on the Dozuki, not everything in the forums, but everything on the Dozuki. And I'm finding that there's a lot of the writing that could be left, that could be improved.
Do you know that almost anybody can edit that Dozuki? There's
I did not.
I didn't know that either. I thought we could just comment.
I've been kind of quiet about that because if that spreads far, I'm sure they'll have to turn that off. But yeah. I've updated pages. I've gone in and like all the Raspberry Pi OSAC instructions. I wrote all those.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it going. Again, part of the unfortunate, even when the start here thing, assume that you know RepRap 3 or that you know the RepRap firmware and that you've been working with a Duet 2. Because they make references to things that you would know if you were been using a Duet 2 for an extended period of time.
Yes.
And we had that conversation.
Yeah, that's also kind of an issue with even things like setting up duet Wi-Fi. One of the it was really hard for one of the master students to work through it, and then I was looking through it and I was like, oh damn, this is hard for me too. Yeah, there are some assumptions made about what you already know.
I completely agree. I think I've done a little bit to put at the beginning of pages. If you are running a Duet 3 board here, as opposed to a bunch of pre-assumptions, but that doesn't fix the bulk or body of the text.
Hmm.
You know, a giant slab of granite contains a lot of heat absorption capability.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
And a lot of thermal inertia. In fact, if you're a high-end cook, which I'm not, but I'm vaguely aware of this, granite countertops are almost essential to cook certain kinds of desserts where you heat it, then whack the pan down onto the granite countertop and press it down so it'll suck the heat out of it very quickly.
Yep.
And set it.
You're setting dessert.
Cool.
And using marble, having a marble slab for doing fudge.
Yep.
There's a thing called fudge bars that are not what you think they are. They're steel bars that you put on your marble slab. So when you pour the fudge, the liquid lava that will instantly give you third-degree burns, should you get it on your skin. You pour the fudge out onto the marble slab, and these steel bars let you contain it into roughly square shapes. So those are all my heat set inserts. Those are done. I can unplug this thing now. Off. Okay, so I have two more. I have 2 tool posts that may or may not work. I've got to put pins in them.
Do you see that the Pi Institute or whatever they are, the organization, announced an ultra high def camera today?
I saw that. It does not come with lenses.
Right.
You have to get your own lens.
$50 plus another 25 to 50 for a lens, so it's in the $75 to $100 US area. But that's, if it's a really good camera, that's okay.
For like a machine vision camera, that's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the expectation is that you also have to go buy a lens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the total price is going to be in the 75 to 100, maybe 120 area, and so. Although I did see a link to an interesting thing. Guy has published a guide to how to make yourself a microscope using Pi and an Arduino and a bunch of printed parts and a bunch of Lego parts.
Ooh, that's cool.
And it's really extremely nice. It does both reflective and transmissive. And it has a little 3-joystick touchpad so that you can zoom and pan and change the angle of the microscope when you have a specimen on the slide. You're trying to get just the tiniest, you're looking at the whatever, and you need to jog it over just the tiniest bit, you can do that.
Yeah.
And so it uses, the only thing that was kind of weird is it's extremely well documented, except it uses a circuit board that I think he has custom made for a Arduino and 6 little Pololu style drivers.
Yeah.
And I don't think he documents what that board is. And now it would be super straightforward. You could lay it out if you know how to boards, and you could lay it out very quickly from the other information he gives. But given that he's trying to get where almost anybody can build it, it's a little odd omission.
Do you have a link? It would be super cool to see.
Let me find that. It was pretty nifty. Let me find that again. And probably most findable in my history.
So Eric, I don't know if you can hear us. How much did you have to clean the inside of the spring caps to get them to fit right? Not a lot, just a little. Do I need to update? I mean, how much do I have to clean out the inside of the spring caps? How snug were they? Yeah.
Sweet. Microscope eye. Yes.
That second link is a direct link to his PDF instructions because they're really good.
That's awesome. I love the instructions.
That's absolutely cool.
Oh, that is kind of neat.
Microscope eye.
Yeah, because it'll do transmissive or reflective. It does pan, tilt, zoom, focus, all that, by 6 for drivers. It actually uses 2 Arduinos and a Pi.
Pi handles the vision.
Correct. So you put and that's what made me think of it was that new PiCam, because comment about lenses, this thing is built with a cam of one sort or another with no lens on it, because the lens is down on the other end of the whole back and pinion mechanism, and the zoom and focus is from moving either the whole box or moving the camera with its open sensor in from the lens.
Okay.
So you could get, I don't know if that high def camera would be even better, but it's intriguing to use either the camera he recommends or this new one. Yeah, and there's a bunch of printed parts in it for the things that are not good in Lego. He points out that a Lego part is well, assuming you source them, that a Lego part is actually faster than printing, has smoother sides, particularly where he's doing all the rack and pinion stuff. He's got Lego rubbing against Lego.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, they're actually a temper size part for what you pay for them.
And they're ABS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he's got a lot of super clever design features. I'm just a little odd that he technically has 2 circuit boards, because his little 3 joystick controller is a separate circuit board. And so unless I missed it somewhere, and maybe it's in flaming 10-foot high red letters somewhere, and I looked right past it. He didn't say a whole lot about those boards.
How did you find out about this? Were you looking for it?
Oh, Reddit.
Oh, Reddit. Okay.
Yeah. You read it where?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember which subreddit. 3D printing subreddit.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. When he has the coolest little, where's the link?
I never considered linear Lego linear actuators.
Right.
That is awesome.
Yeah, this guy's really pretty damn clever. Okay, how do I?
Oh man, people don't know about protopasta, imperfect pasta. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, protopasta is beautiful.
They're imperfect. Like, it's expensive, but their imperfect pasta is the way to get it for cheap.
Perfect. Funny.
Well, they didn't call it undercooked pasta.
Yeah.
Isn't that al dente?
I was going to say al dente to maybe just a little bit too much. Okay, maybe I have a link. He did a great stop motion animation. Is it? Apparently not.
This has to be who is this person? This is really interesting.
It's an IBMer in Zurich, although he says at the end of the instructions, this is not sponsored by IBM or Raspberry or anybody. It's just his thing.
Wow. Okay, I was like, okay, IEEE, posted in IEEE. I was like, this had to have been posted in some sort of research group. Or like, this had to in some way have some connection to academia, whether or not it was like, hey, I should write this up for an academic paper, or I needed this for my research.
Right, yeah.
Oh
Way
man,
too
this
well.
is nice. This is really nicely documented.
I agree. It's one of the best. And then if I can guess I could just post the link to the Reddit post, and in the animated thing is at the top. Copy that link.
I completely missed 2 items, or three heat sets. I got to put them in there. Oh well. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm assuming multiple tool posts at the moment. We'll see how it goes. I had to create my own 5mm standoff. Oh yeah, that's yeah.
So if you follow the Reddit link, the third one I posted, he's got a beautiful stop motion animation at the top of that post, how the whole thing goes together. He did say somewhere in the comments that it took him longer to do the animation than it took him to build it.
Oh.
That is not surprising. Lego mechanic stuff is the Technique series have gotten so much better. Note to self: do not press directly on the back of the part where you just put the heat set insert in.
Ouch.
No, I didn't burn myself. It just got warm. But it's just one of those. And if you drop the heat set insert after you put the after you've started heating it, do not try to pick it up.
Also ouch.
Have you done that before?
I've done a couple things before late at night that I regret. But I always wear safety glasses. That's the protocol.
No, I've done things late at night that I regret, or I might regret, depending on when it ships. You know, Phil Struger said they would ship in late April. I didn't get a ship notice today.
Oh, what's this?
The rail core.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, my acrylic panels came in today, so I can start, I think, wiring up the electronics.
Oh, and just so you know, you don't have to match Eric's electronics. You don't have to feel bad about yourself if your electronics don't look like his. You should feel bad about yourself, but you don't have to.
Oh yeah, we gotta get that picture in the wiki.
Well,
by the way, Eric, that was an amazing.
Wiki. Some of us can't do that, or aren't able to do that very well.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I am looking into something different. I'll figure it out. It is on the priority list.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that looks really. Oh, I love the color too.
Yeah, that was one thing we were trying to get. I was trying to get a local source to give us colors for smoke and different, different colors of plastics, and the local guy kept like blowing me off on it. It's like, dude, really? You know, I'm looking at ordering like 5 of these sets.
Too bad.
Hey, people.
Yeah, when I actually thought there was going to be some light transmit. You know, I thought it was going to be not quite as opaque as it actually is, but it looks really good. I kind of like the clean look to it.
Is that the smoky?
I'm sorry, say again?
Is that smoky, like smoked acrylic?
No, it's straight black, and I mean it is. I shined a flashlight behind it. It is opaque. I thought there was going to be some light coming through, but no. I originally because the dimensions are changed, I had to source some like custom, and I didn't realize that CNC that Steve could do that. So I sent the files over to them, but I know they're busy, and I didn't want to bother them, and so they never actually got back to me. But ended up, he's actually on here right now. But it wasn't a big deal. I put in an order with Pololu, and they came in pretty soon.
Not from a CMC, just Steve.
Oh, sorry.
Talking about me, guys.
Okay. So so Saturday I've got a road trip.
Laser time?
Laser time. And when I get back, I'm going to have a laser that cuts a 600 by 900 build cut area. So I think that's enough big panels.
You might be right, actually.
Steve, what's the longest dimension on the panel?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Probably less. It's probably I can get a 600 by 900. I can probably.
Probably.
Yep. So I'll be able to start manufacturing panels.
That's awesome. Hang on, I'm opening the CAD model.
Now, I've got to get the laser aligned first because it's going to have been transported.
Yeah. Well, you could get lucky depending on how things go. Sometimes it
bounces into alignment.
Well, okay, maybe not that. That's you're like fighting marginal stability. But I drove my laser from Northern California to the Bay Area to my parents behind their garage in a U-Haul with some padding, and it was still perfectly aligned when I turned it on. I was impressed.
Well, we will find out. We will find out Saturday afternoon.
Okay, yeah, you got plenty of space. It's 470 is the longest dimension.
Okay, so 470 is the longest dimension?
Yeah.
Of course. So not enough to put two at the same time.
Well, it's 470 by. Oops, hang on. 470 by 450 or 449.
That's like super tight.
Yeah, 449. Oh.
449. Well, the thing is, 449 still needs 2 millimeters. Because you share a cut.
Okay. I guess you could do that too.
Oh, believe me, I've done a lot of optimizing layouts.
The guy that I had do mine, the thing that I liked is his laser was 4 foot by 8 foot.
Yeah.
So he literally he does like large industrial signs and stuff. So for him, it was literally let me take this complete sheet of 4 by 8 acrylic off the rack, toss it on there, and I'll have him cut. And it was funny because I went through all that hassle and getting everything calibrated and all that fun stuff, and
it was still
that part took me more time. And the tolerances when we were done was within like 0.02. So tolerances were fine, but it was like less than 15 minutes to cut them. He literally just called, like, he told me, he's like, well, I'm going to do them. And it was like at 11 o'clock. And then at lunch, he calls me and he's like, they're done. You can pick them up when you want.
Hey.
I was like, oh, okay.
That's laser cutting for you.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll have to do it in chunks, but I can start making custom. I'll be able to start tweaking and get custom pieces. Oh, I just realized I got to print a terminal cover. Okay.
And then the other thing I was going to ask you real quick, Brian, you had the little alignment clips for the 2020s and the rails.
Yeah, I shared they're not in my GitHub, but they have been shared into the I think I sent them.
Where?
Josh, where did I send those? Because I thought I sent them to you.
I don't think so.
Okay. Look for 2020 alignment. I'm trying to see if I can find it, or just search for my name. But they worked really well. If you're
I found them.
okay,
Nice.
but I mean they worked like stupid well. I snugged them up. I put the blocks on. I snuck down the crossbar screws, and then it was like a 2-finger flick, and it just went to the far end. It's like, okay then, I guess we're parallel.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna disappear because I have to finish up like a little bit of homework.
What? Homework?
Yeah. Well, I also have to go take out the trash and do other chores.
Oh yeah, trash. Reminds me, I gotta take the trash.
Oh yeah, you gotta take out the trash.
Yeah, but I have until 7 a.m. to do it.
I guess I do too, but I should do this now. All right.
Later.
I was gonna do it earlier, but we've been doing thunderstorms all day long, so.
Ooh, okay. All right, that's a good reason to stay inside.
Yeah, Dennis,
Right.
I think I'm out too. It was awesome meeting you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to hear from you.
Hangouts are just that, just hangouts.
Yep. Loving it. Learning a lot. See you guys.
We do end up drilling stuff in the background quite often.
Yeah. I've
No,
noticed
fine.
there's lots of background noise. Sometimes there's cats, sometimes there's meowing, sometimes there's drills and printing.
Yeah.
It isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just it is a thing.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize. Yeah. That would be sweet. May take you up on that in the future. By the way, thanks for making that video. That was amazing. We got to put that in the wiki somewhere or in the README or something. That was great. Ah. Oh yeah. All right. With that, I will disappear. All right, bye. Yep.
Okay. I went ahead and muted myself while I was drilling. You're welcome. Well, didn't you want a 3D scanner?
Oh, did you guys see the announcement today?
Okay. No.
The new Raspberry Pi camera
Yeah, we were talking about that before you got here.
with the C mount on it and everything.
Yeah, we were talking about that before you got here.
Well, darn, I miss all.
That's what brought up the microscope discussion.
It has an actual C-CS mount for the lenses, so you can go get any of the like closed circuit camera lenses and use it.
You can get good lenses for it. That's the big part.
Probably not a lot.
I think he does. Check the documentation.
Yep. I love the fact that it's made of mostly Lego.
Lego is wonderful.
Lego linear actuators. Come on, man. Somebody needs to make something with that.
People have. You're gonna probably spend between $60 and $100 on the Raspberry Pi alone, and another 100 on the camera. Yeah, they have all the Legos. Or you go to a local Lego store. Except you're not doing that right now, but yeah. There are local Lego stores in some places. Not where I'm at, because as big as an area as Hampton Roads, Virginia, we're still considered a backwater. We did get an IKEA though, so I think we're going to start seeing other things. The fact that IKEA recognized us finally as a location to build an IKEA is was pretty exciting for the local community. You think?
So I think you could make a 3D printed version of this a lot easier. As far as the Lego portion of it goes.
Maybe, maybe not.
He just literally has a rack and pinion that moves the camera up and down with a lens at a fixed focal point or fixed point at the end.
Well, I mean,
That's
I've got
the
a rack and
focusing
pinion
mechanism.
thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You could very easily make a 3D printed like housing with a rack and pinion that just drops in,
Yeah. But, a lot of people have, inventive types already have all that Lego stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I get it.
All right. Excuse me. Need to. So I'm assembling my second Chimera tool. I haven't even got the first one working yet, but I've got the parts put together now. I got to get a tool post that I'm a little happier, but not great. Yeah. Oh, it's late, isn't it? Ah! Dang it. Screws everywhere. At least I'm not a concrete floor, so finding a drop screw is a lot easier than finding a drop screw in carpet.